Well, this is not what I expected. It's like King Grayskull shipped separately. Hasn't seen Origins King Grayskull. King Grayskull shipped separately. I've been seeing posts for Eternia. No King Grayskull. I think we have a problem. Hey guys, Jay! Welcome back to the channel. Oh my gosh, guys, this is absolutely nuts. This past weekend, people got a real big shock when they started receiving notices for Eternia. Holy crap, everybody. Eternia has started shipping to various people in their state. And I gotta tell you guys, people were even more surprised when Saturday morning they started receiving said Eternia. Oh my god, everybody. One of the people who received it was our good friend, Mr. Home Arcade, and he actually blessed us with an unboxing, which we'll show at the end of the video. But something was looming in the background. A lot of people were starting to question something because as they were opening their packages, they found wonderful little Easter eggs and wonderful, amazing accessories, including MOTU the Moat Monster. But one figure was noticeably absent. That's right, everybody. King Grayskull is missing. And I wanted to take a deep dive into this and try to figure out what happened to King Grayskull and where the heck is he? Because the answer might surprise you. Guys, let's have a look and see exactly what happened with King Grayskull, the early backer bonus for Eternia, the ultimate battleground. Let's have a look. On October 18th, 2022, AdultCollector.org posted this celebratory note. This was, of course, a huge celebration moment and highlighted by the fact that everyone who backed it early would be receiving King Grayskull, who, of course, was announced for the early bird backers, and he was a huge bonus for anyone trying to get their hands on Eternia. This seems to have hit a chord as there were already listings for King Grayskull shortly after the campaign had finished. Adult Collector posted this saying, wow, King Grayskull could turn out to easily be a 50% off Eternia playset coupon for those who backed the campaign early and are not interested in owning the figure, which will ship separately from the playset. With this photo from an eBay listing, which was sold as of October 21st, 2022, Mattel Creations Master Universe Origins King Grayskull, brand new $300 of best offer plus $7.18 shipping. This was ridiculous. Such an early listing for a figure that had not yet even been created. We were so close to hitting the final mark, but just barely missed the 10,000K finish line, missing out on Keklar and King Grayskull for everybody. However, this still meant that just under 8,000 people would be receiving King Grayskull. And this weekend, we started receiving notices from people all over with messages on social media. On the Master Universe Origins fan, Joe Gasper exclaimed, "Just got the shipping notification from Mattel for Eternia. I don't know where I'm going to put it." Anthony Burgess wrote, "Do my eyes deceive me? One ship item tracking the package." Jess Cameron was also surprised. "Oh, it's just shipped." And Matt Johnson on Master Universe Origins fan page, "My Eternia has shipped. Anyone else?" All of these posts were soon followed by wonderful photos of people receiving their packages, including Mark Salowski exclaiming, "Something showed up today." Scott Klug, "Man, this thing is huge. Arrived super fast." Unfortunately, it wasn't all roses and sunshine for everybody. Jose Rivera was one of the unlucky recipients of a damaged Eternia, stating, "Well, I'd be surprised if many people received an undamaged Eternia. Shame on you, Mattel." Going through a lot of his photos, it is very apparent that this was an unfortunate situation. But it's hard to blame Mattel in this case. After all, they are not in control of the actual shipping itself. But I do have to say that the shipping box doesn't look like it has enough padding to really protect Eternia if it's going long distances. Myself being in Canada, that's going to be a major concern for me. I am fully expecting that my box will probably be coming similar to the way Jose's box has arrived, and it's going to be a bit of a struggle, I imagine, to get Mattel to do something right about this by the fans. After all, zooming in here, it's kind of ridiculous. Is that really enough padding to protect any sort of box with something this big and heavy? The jostling around in the truck alone could mean that things will impact it and crush it on any side. But throughout all this, there was one looming question. It seems that this was on everybody's mind who's already received their Eternias. John Ratulewski wrote, "I've been seeing posts for Eternia, but no one has shown MOTU or King Grayskull. Are they coming separately on card?" This was a prevalent question and was echoed by multiple social media posts, including Preternia.com, who was happily opening his package, stating, "Looks like King Grayskull is shipping separately." And this continued. Dr. Ethan Wild asked, "Could King Grayskull ship separately? I have a tracking number for £2 package from Mattel, so I hope that's not Eternia, ha ha ha." I haven't seen Origins King Grayskull yet. Does anybody know if Eternia shipments are going out for Mattel Creations are for early backers, or are the orders being shipped out now? are for after the King Grayskull cutoff date. So what exactly is going on? Heading over to Mattel Creations and doing a quick search on King Grayskull, it really only lists that King Grayskull will be a limited edition figure to rule over your Ultimate Battlegrounds playset. And of course the update that if 10,000 backers had been reached, everyone who purchases a Eternia will receive a King Grayskull. There was no information as to what was going on or if King Grayskull was actually going to be included with the playset in the packaging. And this has led a lot of people to wonder, what is happening with King Grayskull? But it would seem that ForEternia.com might have that answer. In a post on their Twitter account, they state, "Not so early. King Grayskull early backer bonus figure to ship later than Eternia playset." This links to an article on their website, and scrolling down, they talk about how King Grayskull was one of the key reasons for the success of the Eternia playset. But in the final paragraph, they mention some interesting facts. Fast forward to a few days ago, and shipping notices finally started going out for the Eternia playset. And as fans began to receive them, they noticed while MOTU the Moat Monster came included with a shipment, King Grayskull was nowhere to be found. This seems to be prevalent with everyone who has received all of their Eternias so far. The article goes on to read, "Now, Mattel Creations is reportedly informing fans that King Grayskull figures are still coming, but just a little bit later. The King is scheduled to ship to early backers the 29th of March 2024. Better late than ever. We'll see you next time." This is an interesting statement. There have been several fans who have actually called Mattel asking what's going on with their shipments, and according to For Eternia, this is the date that they've been given. As a matter of fact, Redact, Master of the Universe on Twitter, posted an update. King Grayskull is shipping separately. Moat Monster aka MOTU is included in the Eternian box. And after doing a little bit of digging, I found this post from adultcollector.org back on October 17th, 2022, and they apparently spoke with a rep from the customer service line for Mattel Creations. Scrolling down to the second bullet point, it actually says here, King Grayskull will be shipped separately from the playset and will come with packaging similar to other Origins figures. It's not also confirmed whether these figures will come with accessories, and if so, what items they would come with. The Mattel rep agreed to me that it's a safe assumption that King Grayskull will come with accessories you'd expect him to have, a shield and 2 swords. Crowdfund early backer bonus will ship at the same time, but as separate shipments. This means you may receive one item before the other. So this actual mystery was solved all the way back on October 17, 2022 by adultcollector.org. Huge shout out to them for putting this up on their page, and another huge shout out to ForEternia.com for helping to clear that up as well. Looks like King Grayskull is shipping at a later date, everybody, and people can relax knowing that this is actually the case. We can probably stop calling Mattel now, as they're probably getting inundated with calls from people who did not receive their King Grayskull as an early backer bonus. He will be shipping, hopefully, by the 28th of March of 2024. Keep your eyes out on your shipping notices around that time. And for everybody else, unfortunately, King Grayskull is not available as he was an exclusive specifically for this campaign. But if you're looking for a King Grayskull of your very own, many customizers have been hard at work creating their own King Grayskull, and I have to say, Rollahet has made one damn fine looking King Grayskull. We did it, everybody. Eternia, the ultimate battleground, is arriving at people's doorsteps, and I can't wait to see exactly what comes packed in with Eternia. As a matter of fact, let's have a look at Mr. Home Arcade's unboxing of Eternia.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mr. Home Arcade, and my good buddy Mega J Retro. I sent him all the pictures of the Eternia playset, as I just got that stuff in the mail today, and I want him to give y'all the exclusive on it.
There it is, the Eternian playset in its glory. Oh my gosh, guys, this is absolutely nuts. That is one big knife Mr. Home Arcade is holding. Let's crack this thing open and see what Eternia looks like. Mr. Home Arcade's pretty skilled being able to do that with one hand and a camera. I know trying to open up any boxes, I really have a hard time doing that. Opening it up, we can see the top of the box. Oh my goodness, look at those wonderful little illustrations. So exciting. There it is, everybody. It is massive. That is the biggest box I've ever seen for any official Mattel product. This is crazy. Although, I do have to say, people have told me that Castle Grayskull from Classics is much bigger in terms of its overall dimensions. Obviously, there's a lot of assembly required in Eternia, so that's probably one of the reasons why. Zooming back, we can actually see multiple figures here. This is just absolutely incredible. We can see Stondar, or that's possibly Rock-On. I think it's Rock-On, falling from the heavens like a meteor. We can see Extendar at the very top of Grayskull Tower. We see Rio Blast hanging from the top of one of the tram rails. And I believe this is actually Stondar. It's one of them. One of them is Rock On, one of them is Stone Dar. I think this is Stone Dar, and that's Rock On up there. We can see two Crimson... Whoa, is that what I think it is? Are those two Crimson Horde Troopers with capes? Wow, that's crazy. And is that a Crimson robot from Skeletor's army? That's nuts. Going down further, we can see MOTU down there with, is that Gygor? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Right behind Stinkor, that must be a very unfortunate place to be standing, who's taking on Battlecat. And we can see Fisto coming in with the Bashosaurus defending Castle Grayskull. That's amazing. The tram is circling the Eternian tram line, and there must be somebody inside because it's firing off shots in some direction. Moving down further, we see the epic battle between Laser Light Skeletor and Laser Powered He-Man. And in the corner over there, we can actually see Hero, the protector of Eternia. Zooming in closer, we can see Vipor, Lady Slither, King Hiss, Modulok, and it appears that he's joined forces with Multibot. That's crazy. We got Twistoid up there, and of course, Blast Attack coming down from Snake Mountain. Up there, we can see Cyclone doing battle against the Snake, against the Viper from the Snake Tower. 3 Titanic towers connected by motorized monorail system with 3 different vehicles. Requires 2 AA batteries, 1.5 alkaline batteries not included. Dispose of batteries safely. It was amazing being a kid back then. We can see all of the wonderful features listed at the top. Eternia with working, attack enemy warriors with the jetpack, motorized power vehicles around the track, transport prisoners in the sky cage, escape hatch pops open, storm 3 towers, abandon the storm all 3 towers aboard the battle tram, capture evil warriors inside the Grayskull Tower, trigger trapdoors to open the prison gate, trap figures inside the crushing jaws of the guard lion, control the guard lion with secret lever, grab intruders with the guard lion's mighty claws, rotate 360 degrees inside central tower command, turn the crank to raise and lower the central elevator, and turn the knob inside the base of the Viper Tower to make Serpent's Head spy on heroic warriors, more like attack heroic warriors. Look at that wonderful illustration. Again, I believe this is illustrated by Axel Jimenez. What an incredible look at the box art for this wonderful playset. You guys can pause that to read it at your leisure. And on the other side, we can see all of the additional warriors here. We can see Stone Dar over there, Beastman. Why is Keklar shown? Does this mean we're actually going to get Keklar at some point as a individual figure on MattelCreations.com? That would be amazing. We can see Cyclone, those 2 Horde Troopers that were climbing the tower. We see Hordak. We see Power Punch He-Man taking on Dragon Blast Skeletor. We can see King Hiss. That looks like Reptilax right there. Lady Slither, Vipor. Stinkor is hanging off the tram. That looks to be one of the Skeleton Warriors on that side. Several of them actually leading all the way up to Snake Mountain. Going up further, we can see that Tila is actually the one riding the tram. That could be either Zor or Screech. It's hard to tell. King Grayskull is manning the top turret. And of course, you can pause and read that at your leisure. This is amazing. And right there, we can see this is probably Zor and that is probably Screech. And over there, we see Extendar at the very top of Castle Grayskull Tower. Castle Grayskull looming in the back with the Talon Fighter perched atop of its Point Dread. From here, we zoom in, and Mr. Home Arcade has already opened up the box. Opening it up, it reveals this incredible poster, which I believe has a metallic reflective material on top, as shown by our good friends over at Geek the F Out. This is amazing. We can see a sticker sheet as well as that wonderful mini comic. Look at the size of that poster, guys. It looks gorgeous. And check this out, everybody. Wow! Talk about packaging design in its ultimate form. Every single piece of Eternia has been packed away in a beautiful box, shaped exactly the way it should be in its own section, so it fits perfectly in this bigger box. Bravo to the packaging design team at Mattel Creations. Zooming in, we can see that this is what houses the tram. We can see that there is a accessories pack. Master Universe Origins presents Eternia, the ultimate battleground. I would imagine that houses many of the weapons as well as some of the accessories. Pulling it out, it actually is hosting multiple tram lines, some of the flags, chains. It looks like the release lever, a couple of different grapple hooks so characters can hang off the tram. The ladder, which is hung at the top of the tower, A whole bunch of different automatic weapons, swords with blasters attached. It looks more like a bayonet. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like some sort of shield. That looks like a bow and arrow. 2 additional arrows. The ray figure, if you want to call it that. A shield. Another armament, probably to be hung on the tram itself. Laser blasters. Another bow and arrow, more like a crossbow. And of course, the elevator lift itself. Flipping to the back, we can see a lot of people who were thanked for everything that they've done on this project. You guys can pause this and read them at your leisure. A lot of great names here, recognizable names. And there also was a Mattel operations team in Asia. So a lot of great people were working behind the scenes to bring this to life. Special thanks to all the backers who brought Eternia to life. You are the real power of Grayskull. A special thanks to the original toy design team, packaging team, and illustration team. Without your work, we wouldn't have Masters of the Universe to celebrate. And of course, thank you to the fans who have kept Masters of the Universe memory alive and well for over 40 years. Freaking incredible. Thank you, Mattel. That's beautiful. Here we have, it's MOTU! Yes, MOTU the Moat Monster has arrived, and in the package, which of course Mr. Homarcade was responsible for revealing to the world. Thank you, Mr. Homarcade. And here it is. There's a special little box in here. What's going on? There are a lot of accessory boxes here, and I think Mr. Homarcade said that that one was empty. We have the main box, of course, with the tower for Eternia. We have Castle Grayskull Tower and the Viper Tower as well. This is an incredible packout, but the question remains, of course, where the heck is the king? Where is he? We know now that he will be shipped separately, so everyone can relax. I want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Homarcade. Definitely give him a like, a follow on his YouTube page. It's not going to hurt you, is it? Go on now. Go on, hit the button. Thank you again, Mr. Homarcade. You are the best. Oh my gosh, guys. It was staring us right in the face. Thanks to adultcollector.org for clearing that up, as well as for Eternia.com. I guess, in the words of the Dark Despot Skeletor, everything comes to he who waits. And I have waited so very long for this moment. And we're going to have to wait just a little longer for King Grayskull, everybody. But Eternia is starting to ship to everybody's doors, and this is a triumph in and of itself. Guys, I'm super excited. I haven't received my shipping notice just yet, but I'm sure it'll come any day now. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Are you excited to be receiving your Eternia playset, as it's not too long now? Do you know where you're going to be putting this behemoth of a playset? Because I still have absolutely no idea where I'm going to be putting it. Were you one of the early backers in time to pick up King Grayskull? And are you excited to be receiving him along with MOTU the Moat Monster? And are you okay with receiving King Grayskull well after the fact, sometime around March, perhaps March 29th, closer to April? Or are you kind of upset that he didn't come in the box, and that was actually one of the big things that you were expecting? And are you kind of upset that you have to wait a whole 2 months before receiving King Grayskull and seeing what kind of packaging he comes with? Let me know those comments in the comment section below, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, please do leave me a like. It really does help me out. And if you're in the position to help out the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon page. It's MegaJ Retro on Patreon. Guys, the patrons and channel members of this channel help me make wonderful episodes every single week, and I couldn't do without them. They are the best. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. It really means the world to me. Guys, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. We have the power, everybody. We have the power, and King Grayskull's power will be coming to us March 29th, so be ready. Good journey, everybody. Geek proud.